Hey everyone, no respawns here, hope you're having a grand week. So this is my take on the Charleston fire station. This dropped on the App Store last week. I really like this structure quite a lot, spoiler, because of the fact that it's very similar to the Brotherhood of Steel Tower, except doesn't look like shit. The problem with the Brotherhood of Steel Tower is it was way too... Yeah, I'm singing from this gospel quite a lot, but I don't like crisp, clean, nice things. I want things to be dingy. I like grimy stuff that blends in with the surrounding environment, and this one absolutely does. So let me show you where we are. We are just north of the MS testing site. This is one of my favourite Ash Heap areas to build, just because it's quite nice. It's quite flat, and you can generally fit a pretty satisfying structure there. Forgive the goo pile. That was a super mutant who decided to spawn and have a chat. Incidentally, this area does have enemy spawns, but they're more attacking your camp, like triggered enemy spawns, as opposed to just a general enemy spawn. So you're fairly safe there. Apparently, people claim there is a Scorch Beast. I've never seen it, and I've built her quite a few times. It's a nice little area, this. Let's give you the tour. So with this one, obviously, I did, because it's quite a big structure, it's quite build budget heavy. So as you can see, I went pretty standard with the kind of the junk walls. Obviously, I did have fun making them look quite ramshackle. I'm trying to get the habit of using a little bit more kind of random junked appliances. To give you an idea, they just kind of drag stuff nearby. Obviously, it doesn't have the same flexibility as Fallout 4's creation kit, but it's still, you can make it look like it works, which is quite grand, especially if you have spent an inordinate amount of time grabbing stuff from the App Store that I have. But it is a really nice structure. I like the look. I have added some bits on the outside. It's fairly generous. These little foundations, incidentally, you can sink stuff into fairly nicely. Initially, I was going to surround it with these fences here, but I changed my mind and decided to keep it a little bit more reinforced. But just as an FYI, it's thought has gone into making this from a technical point of view, which is quite nice. But I added a few bits and pieces. You can see the boards up. Just to add a bit more kind of depth to it, which is quite cool. Now, interior, it's very similar to the Brotherhood of Steel Tower, to the point where I'm pretty sure they share a similar mesh. It's almost eerily the same size, but it looks significantly better on the inside. I have nearly maxed out my budget. So the only thing I haven't got is I did have a Trectron, you know, the Collectron guy. I removed him because he was really noisy and stomping around. And I do have a couple of turrets, but outside of that, I've basically maxed out my budget, just as an FYI. But I wanted to demonstrate what you can do with a maxed out budget with this. To be fair, I've been quite dense with a lot of my decorations. There's a few more lights than I really need. So if you just removed a few of my over-the-top lighting, you could probably add a few more kind of generic bits. I absolutely love this roof terrace, incidentally, because it's very rustic. It looks like one of the general buildings you would bump into Charleston or any of the normal towns. So this kind of little area with Punk and his little jacuzzi there, I absolutely adore. And it's very cool. And I like these little areas here because everything sort of blends in quite nicely. Also, I really like this area because I have such a nice view. I mean, I see a nice view, but it's a very dominating view, if anything. So it's a very, very nice structure, this, and I'm quite pleased with this. This is probably one of those camps I will keep up. Right, so I've disabled the HUD, but you can grab this pole. Hey, I did it the first time. Oh, not gonna lie, it could be longer. I feel as it just he needs to slide down that with a bit more gravitas. But you can, if you are so inclined, slide down the pole. Also, the door is sick. It's also an actual responder's door as well. I do like these incredibly extra doors they've added a lot of their prefabs recently. They're very, very saucy and do make me quite happy. So yeah, good structure overall. What I like about this one, if you're watching the video live, you can get this outside of the bundle. It was 700 atoms, which I quite like. I think because this is very similar to the Brotherhood of Steel Tower, which I remember correctly was in a proper 20 quid bundle or something ridiculous like that. Something that you can get ostensibly by the standards of the App Store fairly cheap is quite nice, and also it just blends with the environment. You can actually take that, you don't have to have that door, so if you don't want it a responders theme, you can. Obviously there isn't another door which doesn't have the responders logo, so you can just remove the door entirely if that is your bag. But yeah, very cool structure. Definitely I'm probably going to keep this one around. Oh, saying that, I do wish I had more camp slots. God damn it, Bethesda, just give me more camp slots. Because I'm having to sacrifice camps I like every few months, and it makes me sad. But yeah, good one. Very much like it. It'll probably be on the App Store for at least 2 weeks, and like with the other ones, it will just periodically jump back. So if you're not watching the video live, it will be back again, don't you worry. And they're usually on sale for 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, in fact. So if you miss it, unless you're taking a serious break, that's unlikely. Just check every Tuesday after 5 p.m. GMT and you're good to go. Anywho, I love you all. As always, follow me on Twitter and respawns. I have already noticed this week's App Store, we have some rather nice shipping containers. I'm going to do some of those a little bit quicker than I did some with this, because they're obviously not as big, so I don't have to worry about decorating them so much. So look out for that. I will be doing non-Fallout videos. Again, I have taken a little bit of a mental health break recently, but I'm back into the rhythm. Anyway, I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your week. You take care.